Well, the Holy Father's interview was the talk of the pews in churches all around town yesterday. St. Patrick's Cathedral, no exception. After Mass, Cardinal Dolan held a news conference, and at his side was Father Robert Barron. He's Father Barron, who hosts the Faith on Fire television series broadcast each morning right here on Net TV. One reporter asked the Cardinal why the interview wasn't discussed during the homily.
What's the first thing God is teaching us? Put God first. If you're big on that, everything else falls into place. It's almost like a theological trickle-down theory. All the other truths flow from that. If we speak about every person made in the image and likeness of God, called to virtue, called to bring out what is most noble and enlightening and enriching, that's when we have an impact in Syria. That's when we have an impact in Kenya. That's when we have an impact on the streets of Chicago and Washington, D.C. and New York. That's when we save babies. That's when we serve the poor. That's when we keep families and marriages together. What Francis is saying is first things first. And that's what you hear from the pulpit. Our people tell us rightly, they don't always want to hear about issues from the pulpit. They want to hear about God and Jesus.
I just heard a new pastoral strategy really in this interview. It's a question of what do you prioritize? How do you do the work? You lead always with the merciful face of Christ. He's a pastor above all, and you always hear the voice of a pastor when he speaks, and he thinks as a pastor. He's also someone who has a really great feel, I think, for the radical core of Christianity. So the return to poverty and simplicity, the fundamentals of the gospel. I think he's really good at articulating that. And that's moved the entire world, not just the church, but the whole world has been lifted up by that.
He is a breath of fresh air. I think he's our Mariano Rivera. He's a great relief to all of us.